Can you do algebra on inequalities? Yes, you can, but you have to know the properties to make sure you do it right, so stay tuned. Welcome to Math Bytes, I'm Allison, and today we're talking about properties of inequalities. Here's a fun term, equivalent inequalities. Equivalent inequalities are inequalities with the same solution set. Many inequalities can be solved by producing simpler but equivalent inequalities. And how do we do that? Well, we use the following properties. Here's our first property, the addition-subtraction property. A, B, and C are real numbers. You can produce an equivalent inequality by adding or subtracting the same real number to both sides of your inequality. So, A less than B and A plus C less than B plus C are equivalent inequalities. Here's our next property, the multiplication-division property. Again, A, B, and C are real numbers. You can produce an equivalent inequality by multiplying or dividing by the same positive real number. So, if C is greater than 0, then A less than B and AC less than BC are equivalent inequalities. Now, what if we multiply or divide by a negative real number? All right, so continuing with our multiplication-division property, again, A, B, and C are real numbers. You can produce an equivalent inequality if you multiply or divide by the same negative real number if you change the direction of the sign. So, if C is less than 0, then A less than B and AC greater than BC are equivalent inequalities. So that's a really important thing to remember, that reversing of the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative real number. Now, why are these properties important? Because they allow us to do algebra on inequalities to solve them. So let's do an example. We have negative 2x plus 5 is greater than 7. Okay, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. I can do that because of our addition-subtraction property. So I get negative 2x plus 5 minus 5 is greater than 7 minus 5. And that leaves me negative 2x is greater than 2. Okay, I need to get rid of that negative 2 in front of my x, so I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 1/2. But because I'm multiplying both sides by a negative real number, I have to change the direction of my sign to make sure I still have an equivalent inequality. So I get negative 1/2 times negative 2x is now less than 2 times negative 1/2. And solving, that leaves us with x is less than negative 1. So we've used our properties to solve this inequality. Solving inequalities is similar to solving equations. You can add, subtract, multiply, divide, as long as you do the same thing to both sides. Inequalities just have that little extra caveat that if you multiply or divide both sides by the same negative real number, you must change the direction of the sign. That's it for this episode of Math Bytes. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. And if there's something you'd like to ask us, then you should send us an email. We're at contactmathbytes@gmail.com, and we will see you next time.